I think some certain tiny hat, long-nosed parasites have infiltrated the moderation team and bribed David and Matt into acting like everything is fine. I don't think it's the entire moderation team, however, but just only some certain outside influences in Roblox that's sabotaging the moderation team. I think that's because it seems like Roblox is now being used as a Trojan horse to promote ID verification, which not only proves that it is not about the kids, but also proves that there's a force behind the censorships, and that somebody wants to usher an Orwellian dystopia. Anyways, to conclude my thoughts in this situation, I think they infiltrated and compromised Roblox into not moderating their site, provoking congressmen to come after Roblox and use the situation as a Trojan horse to promote mass surveillance. I'm quite late to this, but this is something I really need to talk about. And it's something that's really not good at all. Back in September 2025, Roblox announced a future update where users would have to verify their age in order to use the chat. By verification, it's either by ID or by scanning your face. This is a horrendous thing to even suggest because this is a breach of anonymity for the most simplest feature in Roblox. It will kill many Roblox games that require the chat in order to play. This involves team-based games ranging from those two-player games to just big team-based games, as well as role-playing games. Not only that, it destroys the idea of connecting with people in Roblox. Say bye-bye with talking to your friends on Roblox because of it. I knew the moment Roblox got sued for child safety in the wake of them sending a cease and desist to Schlep and having a bunch of politicians talking about it, that ID verification would start to get pushed. I fucking called it. Like, no way, bro. No fucking way did I predict that shit, dog. It's insane. Then in November, we saw the age verification thing start getting pushed. It was just insane. Basically, when you verify your age, you get put into an age bracket and whoever you're able to talk to depends on their age brackets. There is so many things wrong with this. For one, why are we asking kids to give out their sensitive information? Not only that, the biometric face scan is run by AI and that shit is flawed. Very flawed that people are being put into the wrong age group. Moderation is something that must never be ran by AI. The fact that YouTube is terminating millions of channels and keep declining their appeal proves that moderation is something that must always be done by a human. Clankers cannot be trusted with anything. AI itself is another can of worms which should have its own video. I am talking about Roblox age verification itself, so I'll be going on that. There's a lot of things wrong with the age verification system. I already mentioned that the AI is putting people into the wrong age group, but there's even more things wrong with it. First of all, it would just fuck up team-based games and roleplay games. I'm not just talking about shit like Adopt Me or Brookhaven, but games like Prison Life and even cafe games like Frappe. They are games that are engaging due to a lot of chit-chat, and for Roblox to take away that ability is going to destroy those games. Next, there's the issue with safety. A predator hits the jackpot and starts catfishing little kids. Now, if it is done in a game with their own moderators, these moderators won't be able to see what's up, as their age brackets prevent them from seeing what the kids say, and that's gonna be quite a bad thing. There's a lot more issues that this update would cause, but that's what comes to my head. Alright, so as I was trying to learn more about this, I also learned that Roblox is apparently planning to give the game mods a way to view their game's chat logs. So maybe that issue wouldn't be too bad. Just to let you know, this video is gonna be a very long one, because I'm not just gonna get into Roblox age verification itself, but also ID verification in general. There is a lot to talk about, and I really believe it needs to start getting addressed. It concerns me, you, the Brits, the Australians, the Americans, the Westerners, and everyone around the world, given that there's a certain domino effect going on. Mind you, this age verification shit doesn't just limit to chatting to people in game. It also extends to development teams, meaning that differently aged developers wouldn't be able to work together in a game. This will severely damage pre-existing development teams that already have a team of like 15-year-olds and 20-year-olds working on a game. It would also destroy the careers of potential young developers too. They won't be able to get hired to script nor build for a development game, and that is very damaging. Also, they aren't gonna let even menu chat in? You know, the type of chat that lets you use pre-existing messages to communicate. It's such a safe way to let team-based games and role-play games to function. This pissed off the guts and black powder developers who have spent money on voice actors recording menu-based chat. There are so many things I gotta say about this, I don't even know where to start. However, you have seen the clip I posted from when I was concluding my video on Schlep. Well, guess what? David Baszucki said some crazy shit in an interview, and I gotta share it real quick. It really fits well with my theory.
You have joined us today to talk about this new age gating policy that Roblox is rolling out to protect kids. And I think we should start by just talking about the scope of the problem here. What has led you to this point, and how do you think of the problem of predators on Roblox?
We think of it not necessarily just as a problem, but an opportunity as well. How do we allow young people to build, communicate, and hang out together? How do we build the future of communication at the same time? So
Man said that the predator problem was an opportunity. Basically, what this implied was that they deliberately let the predator problem run loose as an excuse to implement the ID verification. I called it. I legitimately called it. I fucking called it. There are also some other interesting things that happened, like David Baszucki going la la la, I can't hear you, and David considering on adding educational gambling after one of the interviewers joked about it. But you can see the interview for yourself or watch someone else's video about it. I'm too lazy to cover the interview because this is about Roblox's ID verification. But yeah, what David Baszucki is basically saying by calling the predator problem an opportunity is that Roblox deliberately ignored all those safety issues they could have solved easily just by actually taking actions so they can have an excuse to implement the ID verification that will destroy anonymity and usher in Orwellian darkness. This is what he is saying. This update is straight up evil and foul. To restrict a basic feature like that is just straight up foul. Oh, so protecting little kids is foul apparently. This is the type of shit some people might say. Now I've got some things to respond to this. First of all, the idea that giving your identity document, a very sensitive information to give out online, to some third party for them to store in their database as if there's no likelihood of them getting breached, is done to protect the kids online is nothing but Jewish propaganda, and you are falling for it. The idea that opposing having to give up your identity document to use the most basic feature for social communication means you are opposing a feature for protecting kids, and by extension, God knows what you're implying with this, but you aren't implying good things at all, is Jewish propaganda, and you are falling for it. We've been told during the early days of the internet to not give out our personal information online, And now today, suddenly in the year of 2025, we are expected to be giving out our IDs willy-nilly if we live in the UK or Australia in order to properly use the internet. Discord literally had a data breach previously, and we are expected to just give our IDs and trust them? It's fucking bullshit, honestly. Second of all, if you support ID verification, especially to use such a basic feature in Roblox, and think it's a good idea for people to give out their IDs to third parties, then you're either retarded or you're a filthy Orwellian who must be eliminated from this fucking planet. I am legit serious when I say you must be eliminated from the face of this fucking planet. You are a sheep, and you want everyone else to be a sheep like they have nothing to hide. Well, guess what? They will use anything against you. They will make your beers cost more, your shows cost more, etc. Even the smallest things against you. Not only that, you're encouraging the destruction of anonymity as we know it. You are supporting mass surveillance and the destruction of privacy online. Censorship is bad and has always been bad. ID verification for such a basic feature is definitely a form of censorship. You are literally promoting censorship by supporting something like that. You are a danger to humanity. And lastly, you are completely ignoring the fact that Roblox deliberately ignored the predator problems for years. The fact that developers like the official Teddy, who made a bunch of softcore condo games, gets invited to official events like RDC 2025 and The Hatch, and didn't get banned until a huge backlash following his invite to the latter event, as well as Roblox refusing to ban the predators which Schlepp got arrested, and instead banning him and sending him a cease and desist letter, proves that Roblox deliberately avoided taking actions against the ones violating child safety. They deliberately ignored all that, and you think they're pushing this ID verification thing out of genuine concern for kids? Like, fuck off, bro. It's clear that they ignored all that as an excuse to push this 1984 George Orwell-ass update, when David described the predator problem as an opportunity. And aside from that, it has been a problem for years without Roblox taking any proper actions against them. We need a final solution to those pushing this ID verification thing. We really need a final solution to those pushing this ID verification thing. This ID verification thing is fucking evil, and anyone who supports this should be eliminated from this fucking planet. And I am not kidding. You have to destroy your anonymity for the most basic feature imaginable. Kids are being told to either give their ID or their biometric face scan. Do you not see any problem with this? Do you not see how weird it is to ask for little kids to show their faces to get the most basic feature in Roblox? The chat is such a big thing to the point there are games centered around it. And you're just gonna make it inaccessible like that? And have everybody, including little kids, to destroy their anonymity as well? Also, fuck the face scan as well. It's clear that they deliberately made the AI face scan flawed just so the users could be forced to verify their IDs and give them to a database. You really think after Discord had a data breach that Persona, the age verification company working for Roblox, would actually delete the database after 30 days? Bullshit! If Roblox has a data breach like that, they would literally get into a lot of legal trouble and fucking collapse. Parents are gonna chimp out when they find that their children's information have been leaked. Okay, so I went on Twitter as I was writing this script, and Schlepp tweeted that Persona is currently getting sued over how it manages data and their privacy practices. It is clearly a red flag, dog. I don't know what else to say. It's really going to be very horrific, so it's clear a certain force is manipulating Roblox into deliberately ignoring all those child predator problems and using it as an excuse to enforce this age verification thing. especially when Roblox is gaining nothing but bad from this. Their player count dropped, and their stock market dropped a lot recently, like damn. Surely Roblox wouldn't shoot themselves in the foot like that, right? The update was literally out as I was writing this script, and it's really not good. Very few people are speaking now, and I literally played a game called Color in Question with my 14-year-old friend, which is literally one of those games that actually require chat. It makes me grateful that we were playing while on a Discord call. Oh yeah, and I also want to clarify that Schlep is not responsible for this age verification thing at all. Schlep has done a rightful job at calling out Roblox for their child safety problem, along with other YouTubers. He has rightfully arrested 6 predators and rightfully called out Roblox when they didn't bother banning them and when they hit him with a CND. It is Roblox's fault for deliberately ignoring the predator problem and ushering an Orwellian update. By blaming him for it, you're basically saying he shouldn't have called out Roblox for their predator problems. Don't you know how fucked up this sounds? But yeah, I think this Roblox update is a symptom of a worldwide issue that's going on. I think there is some worldwide operation to enforce this ID verification thing on the internet. I believe that's the case because in concluding my video about Schlep, I mentioned the UK's Online Safety Act. Like that law passed, and then there's Australia's law that prohibits under 16s from using the internet, which I think is a double-edged sword. But the biggest problem is that you need an ID to use the internet. The entire internet. It's truly an Orwellian-ass thing to do, but I think it's kinda strange how they are all suddenly pushing all this ID verification thing recently. There's also the case of a bill being introduced to repeal Section 230 in the United States, which is a section of the Communications Decency Act of 1996. Which basically protects websites and platforms from being held legally liable for content posted by third-party users. If that were to be appealed, it's gonna be a complete financial and Orwellian disaster for the internet. There's absolutely zero good in repealing such sections because it would essentially destroy the internet and create a legal landmine for Americans. It would decimate user-generated content and enforce censorship in a level as bad as George Orwell's 1984. Overwhelm the court system with new cases and overwhelm users with legal burdens. If there's a bill that repeals something like that, then that literally means something is up. Not to mention the Online Safety Act of the UK again, but I've been hearing a lot of news about it, and holy shit, it's just fucking insane. In fucking December, UK lawmakers were proposing on-device surveillance software. Nah, cause this shit is just comedically dystopian, it's just straight up baffling. This type of bullshit proposal is just comedically dystopian, like, there's no fucking way this can be taken seriously. There was literally a petition that got 550,000 signatures, right? And not only did the government go, nuh-uh, they went ahead and took not a mile, but a fucking league into the censorship. They also want to ban VPNs, which I ain't surprised given how people use it to bypass all that shitty age verification bullshit. They say this is to combat CSEM, and I personally call bullshit. Yes, I believe CSEM must be combated, but straight up monitoring everything we do in our phones is straight up foul. It's fucking clear it's not gonna be just about CSEM. It's gonna be about anything and everything the government dislikes. Such as edgy ass shit like viewing those Instagram reels that chant the hard or whatever other edgy shit you could think of, or being or talking about whatever freaky ass shit you're into, or even other crazy shit which the government simply dislikes. You might strongly criticize some foreign country or salute some group on what good they did, and the government will come after you. Like, these are the most extreme scenarios that could happen. Then there's also the issue of the UK demanding phones to block explicit images unless the user proves their age. Let's be real here. Violating the privacy of couples aside, we all know that it isn't gonna just stop at just nude sharing or shit like that. It's gonna be used to censor shit like gore as well. You may think it's a good thing from that description, but it really isn't. They will be censoring documented war crimes everywhere, like Israel's war crimes in the Gaza genocide, RSF's war crimes in the Sudan civil war, America's war crimes in the potential war in Venezuela, etc. You get what I mean, and it is clear that it's gonna go beyond just nudes. Even then, we really do not need this bullshit at all. Like, sure, it will be great to prevent somebody meeting the same fate as Amanda Todd, but giving out your ID just to see some images is a violation of human rights. Especially when you plan to ban end-to-end encryption on top of that. Like, holy shit, this is highly invasive. 1984 was supposed to be a warning, not a fucking instruction manual. This is the type of shit George Orwell was warning about. Like, this shit came straight out of 1984, dog. Imagine if with all that ID verification, right, everybody complied and suddenly a huge ass data breach happened and millions of people's fucking ID is out there for Russians and Central Asian motherfuckers or any other nigger in the dark web to use. This is a cancerous plague that is not just affecting the UK and Australia, but also worldwide. I'm literally typing this script all while getting bamboozled with so much news about age verification in general. I can't even catch up to all of that because I had other shit to worry about, like my exam. One thing to mention is that Discord is planning to expand this ID verification shit worldwide despite having a fucking data breach. The domino effect the UK had is insane. Not only that, Microsoft is asking me for my ID so I could use basic chat features for Minecraft. Like, fuck off. I ain't giving some third party my ID, even if they have the most secure database in the world. Like, all this shit regarding ID verification to watch porn or access some other adult content, they were just simply low-hanging fruits that served as gateways for an Orwellian hellhole. Never give censorship an inch, because if you do, they won't just take a foot, a yard, or even 2 miles. They would take leagues. Straight up leagues. Way more than just leagues. Megameters even. Here's a good video regarding the UK bullshittery by a YouTuber named Solarpunk Alana. I'd like to let you know that a lot of the information I'm getting regarding this ID verification thing is from Cyberwaffle and Deep Humor, who are keeping update to this ID verification shit as I'm typing this script. Also, are you fucking kidding me? The UK wants to lock the entire internet behind ID paywall too? Fuck them! Like, the fact that they want to scan IDs in bars when all the bars can do is just check the ID says it all. Remember how in the start of the video it showed a clip of my video covering the schlep situation where I concluded by saying that the whole thing was cause Roblox was influenced by the long-nosed parasite into not taking actions against predators? You know, the long-nosed parasites that had ties to some American financier who invited some elites to his island and became the reason why politicians kissed the wall? The ones that are killing an entire people in the Levant as we speak, all with US taxpayer money? I don't think they're the sole reason for why this worldwide ID censorship became a thing, but I do think they serve as one of the major influence to it. Maybe since they were probably the ones behind porn being accessible and creating a very low-hanging fruit for this Orwellian dystopia. This may not be true, But this ID censorship will be something they benefit from, given it will censor their war crimes in the Levant. Not only that, but news from other plights happening. I believe they greatly influenced this bullshit ID censorship given who Peter Kyle, the former Secretary of State for Science, Innovation and Technology, was associated with. But it would be a lie to say that the UK does not have their own interest regarding this Online Safety Act thing. Like, it's definitely clear that they're trying to speedrun 1984. They just really want to be the Western version of North Korea for some reason. The thing is that even politicians that don't fuck with those long-nosed fools like Pedro Sanchez, who has opposed them himself in regarding a people they are trying to eliminate as we speak, calls for ending anonymity in the internet. Like, yikes, this is essentially gonna become a worldwide problem at this point. And if we don't do something, it's essentially gonna become a catastrophe. But yeah, if a guy like that is supporting this 1984 hellhole, then something is up. We need to do something about British's 1984 dystopian hellhole fantasy before it gets any worse. I repeat, we need to do something about British's 1984 dystopian hellhole fantasy before it gets any worse. They are calling for the death of anonymity. They want to ID paywall VPNs as well. They want to lock the entire internet behind ID paywall. They are becoming like the likes of North Korea and Ba'athist Syria. They are literally trying to speedrun 1984. This is something which George Orwell warned us about. The government is out of touch with our populace, and we must do something. We need a revolution. We need a British version of the Arab Spring. We need to give Britain the Nepal treatment. The only problem is nobody is willing to spark that revolution. Why? Because we all got something to lose. Even I have something to lose. I want to be a game developer. I want to get married and have kids. I want to succeed as a YouTuber. That's the future I desire, and if I were to be the one to spark that revolution, then I'll have to give that up. I don't blame anyone for not willing to start that revolution, so I'm gonna call on to the ones that have nothing to lose. A man with nothing to lose is a dangerous man to fuck with. And because of that type of man is ideal in starting a revolution. Maybe take a paternity test. If it turns out your dad ain't your biological dad and that kills your family, then maybe you got nothing to lose. If you're just done with life in general and are just nihilistic, if something catastrophic happened to you that left you with nothing, then maybe be the one to start that revolution. Maybe do the Luigi Mangione move on one of the House of Lords members or some shit. As for Roblox, if you all live in California and can visit the Roblox HQ, then what I suggest is for you to physically protest near it. We really need a Roblox version of the Arab Spring. I am dead serious when I say that we need a Roblox Arab Spring. Don't LARP like these fuckers did in September 20th. Roblox is really not backing down with this ID verification bullshit. And because of that, we need a Roblox revolution. Going in-game and protesting ain't doing jack shit. We need to physically go to the HQ and protest. If they do not listen to the demands of the player base when you all physically protest outside the HQ, then storm it. Raid it. Make sure nobody dies. Capture Matt Kaufman and David Baszucki like the US captured Nicolas Maduro. Overthrow them and reform Roblox. That's my suggestion with how to fight against the ID verification bullshit. Thanks for watching this video, by the way. This video has been made long just so I can cram a bit of my sword fights on the heights gameplay. That and this video, in my opinion, has been a deep dive and touched an issue I really needed to address. I've been stuck with typing up this script for so damn long. I'm glad I could finally conclude it. There'll be tons of more information about this Orwellian hellhole as time passes, with me recording my lines and editing this video. But I will finally conclude it here. My video may be long, but I really hope to the people that stayed around till the end of the video that it sparked something in their hearts and gave them a feeling they never felt before. This video may be affected in regards of reach or access due to it not being so politically correct, but I do hope it influences those that manage to view this video into doing something about this. I would like to add that I have a Twitch channel that I made a bit recently because I want to do some streaming eventually. I don't really know when I'll start streaming, but hopefully I get to it eventually. In addition, I also backed up my YouTube channel in Odyssey in response to YouTube terminating a bunch of small channels and denying their appeal. I pray to God my channel does not fall victim to this purge. With that said though, I hope once I'm finished with this video I get to pump more out as well. All I can say now is farewell, adios and sayonara.